The speaker is Evgenija Homšak from Slovenia, and she's also chair of the profession committee, and she will talk about an extremely interesting program, the Lab Exchange program. But before we start, we would like a little bit to know who you are, and we will launch a poll, and you can pull the different buttons just to see who you are. So Daniel will now launch this poll, and you can push the buttons. So when Daniel sees that we have got enough responses, he will show the result, and after that we can start. So are you ready with the poll, Daniel? Here we can see. So what we see is that 65% or 7 people, they are users, or they are thinking about being a user, and there is 1 who is going to offer, and there are 3 who really don't, who are others. And we have nobody from the IVD industry. So it's always a good idea to know who you are talking to when you are giving a lecture, or as we are doing now as a webinar. So the majority are users, and I think Evgenija will try to focus on the usefulness for the user. So now Evgenija will give her lecture, and you can, during the lecture, you can use the chat box and you can ask questions. And after the lecture, we will go through some of the questions, or all the questions, depending how many there are, and we will try to solve your problems or questions and find good solutions. So please, Evgenija.
Thank you very much, Sverre, for a kind introduction. So my talks today would be in main points to short introduction of this EFLMLabX projects, make background, why we decided to establish it, how to use the EFLMLabX platform website that we have established for this project, and finally, how to apply for bursaries. So when we're asking, do we and why we need it and who need additional practical training in laboratory medicine, during specialization or after specialization, we have simple simple answer on this question. Yes, we need it because of the nature of our profession. We deal with different laboratory fields. We work with different methods. For that, we need different skills. And we're all the time searching for new methods and new skills. For that, we have to have different knowledge. So to have a dream laboratory, to have all experts for all field of laboratory diagnostics is more the fiction than reality. And that's appear also among 40 countries where a lot of them have a lack of opportunity and professional experts to get adequate further education and the proper additional practice, knowledge, forum, and for all diagnostics fields and methods. So to searching for additional knowledge and practice from specialists, for young scientists, for seekers of the job, and for the practice and knowledge for different fields and diagnostics methods, for the opportunity of search, expanding contacts, and they are searching also for the new potential co-workers as well. So this searching, this additional knowledge is definitely needed. So since this project was launched, there were no possibility how to find the information and how to get the practice on the open, unofficial way, not to have any contacts before. So how to find it, there was no possibility, also not through the EFLM links. So today, professional connections, the sky of these connections is really dark, and we would like to make it more brightness, to make more and more connections, and to achieve this goal. So to get higher level of knowledge experience, to share this knowledge, to expanding the contacts between experts, to get opportunity for different kind of research work, and nevertheless also for the new potential co-workers. And according to this, we could achieve definitely the higher general quality of the profession. But how to achieve these goals and how to manage that? For that, we definitely need the communication. We need to establish the links and bridges between, and we definitely need the lab experts to share this knowledge. And of course, we need a tool to manage everything. And finally, spread the information to the users. So how to realize that? First, we have to have, of course, the laboratory medicine practice offerers to share their knowledge. And we have to create the database of these offerers, laboratories, and we have to establish link between users and offerers. So we have to create some kind of special program. And according to this, we created this EFLMLabX tool, which aim is to offer several and different kinds of practical training and to create the professional connection with the new established website that will be which will be between EFLM website. So first we have tried to find the offerers, providers of the practice by the survey that we have made before we started the project, by invitation. And now it's already possible to be applied as a provider of the practice or offer via website. So additional what was needed to make, it was the database and create the tool for the searching this different kind of practice, and to get possibility for application for institutional labs to offer, and of course for the attendees, for user of such a practice. And so through this website, we connected both sides, the users, the seekers of the practice, so trainees, specialists, and the offerers. So by searching, so the tool, by searching by keywords of the practice according to the specific field of diagnostics methods, research options, and so on, we connected both sides. So how could you apply and become an offerer candidate? On the EFLM website, you have to sign and log in as an offerer. So there is possibility on EFLM on this website to get this contact. So as a lab institution that can offer practice, you must enter some required information to fulfill the name of institution, the profile of institution, professional field of education practice they can offer, the name of contact person, and of course the program of the training that you can offer, so with time included. And so after that, you have to create the practice position that could be allowed then to see on search database. So each practice have to be described and specified according to several points. So you can make the short overview of the practice, the content of the training program, but also choosing drop-down menu by type of the practice, field of diagnostics, special diagnostics methods, analytical system, research work. There will be, of course, the keys that users also searching for them. So you can also specify the time of start education, accommodation possibility, if there is some student hostels for low prices. And of course, you have to state it if you want to have application fee, if there is any. But what is important, that each open position is only particularly defined for the one practice user, because after you finish the particular practice, you get the confirmation for that you attended this practice. So after you doing application and you fulfill all these requirements regarding the open position, this application automatically go to EFLM, the profession committee, who will evaluate you as an offerer. And according to criteria, you also will be invited to sign the contract with EFLM. And after that, you will be, if you required all criteria, you will be approved, and your practice will be alive and will be available on website EFLMLabX as an offerer. So you can download this contract here by under the guide of the authors on the website, and you will sign the memorandum of agreement between you as the offerer and EFLM. And on that way, you become a trustable partner of the project. So you will guarantee that you will update your information, that you will make, according to professional ethics, the practice, and that you will offer this practice in English language. And that's main point of this agreement. And that you will update also the practice. So there is information and possibility applications also for the users. So as a user, you must sign up on the place for the user and to log in as a user. But I have to stress out that you have a login, sign up as a user with different username and address as an offerer. So as a user, you have to create your profile as applicant. You have to add your CV, because when you apply as a practice, this CV automatically goes to the offerer. So after that, you have a possibility for searching and apply for a practice. So how to search and choose the practice by your wish, and what is on the menu at the moment. So by using keywords on drop-down menu, you can see that you can choose by country, you can choose by institution. By clicking on title of the practice, you can choose which kind of the practice you want, field of diagnostics, period of time, method that you want to know about, and also the sub-method. So application for the practice that you're searching for, and when you decided for which you would like to have, you can get then more information about this practice. And after you decided that you will apply for this practice, by fulfill this field, you will have to see that there is also the points that your CV is added. And by clicking on the button, your practice application directly goes to the offerer. So you have to waiting for approval or acceptance from the offerer. And if after that, if you communicated with the offerer, the contract between offerer and user, if there is a need for that, depends on the cooperation agreement. You will also pay the fee, if there is any fee for application, and such communication is established in that way. So for this project, we want to have also the other partners. Not only the offerers and users are willing to have in this project, also the IVDs. So partnership with IVDs companies like EDMA and other IVD companies would be very, very important, because their financial involvement will help us to get bursaries, to create the pool of foundation for the project. And according to this, application costs for the users could be lower. So with this kind of partnership, the IVD is creating additional links and cooperation with the EFLM. So this kind of Fundation bursary would be like a cup where all money from different kinds of IVDs goes in, and to support and stimulate an exchange of knowledge in different professionals, between different professions and laboratories. That would be important, especially for young trainees, to cover expenses for traveling, accommodation, and possible fee for education. So what would be the main benefits of this project? The benefits definitely will be for the users. So trainee fellows get new skills, new knowledge, potential co-workers they could find. Young specialists and scientists also could find the potential co-workers, opportunity for research work, for skills for writing articles as well. And national institutions, laboratories who send their trainees and young specialists to the other laboratories can get better educated and experienced, more skilled specialists. And also opportunity they have to develop a new diagnostics field that was not already established in their labs. So there is a clear benefits for the authors of the practice. clinical centers, healthcare institutions, universities, private, special laboratories, get on that way better reputation on professional level, possibilities to find the connections with different institutions. They could find potential research partners, co-workers, and nevertheless also get additional ports for the tertiary status. So the benefit for EFLM would be definitely better, as there is obviously that they, according to this project, EFLM could be a better provider of knowledge for their members, getting better reputation and raising its power in sense of its central role in laboratory medicine. But there would be clear benefits also for the academy members. According to this project, they will be stimulated as young specialists to be registered and to gain opportunities for additional specialization training according to syllabus, and also opportunities for the bursaries. So there's also clear benefit for the sponsors, not only for the promotion to be promoted on the EFLMLabX website like a partner, but through this kind of praxis, they can also expand the knowledge of the IVD products to the potential new users with the presentation of the new, directly presentation to the new methods, systems. And with this website, to searching and apply for visiting and learning, we also can work, it could be established according to the MedTech code. So there will be also general benefit, because that way we get a higher general quality of profession, get the knowledge, networks, link between profession, and get a higher level of the education of general population. And nevertheless, this EFLMLabX will contribute also to the common platform of knowledge, skills, and competence that is in the frame of common training framework. So if there will be no possibility to find, with this project, now we have a possibility to find information and also get the practice, get direct connection. So that is possible through the EFLM website by clicking on this link or just simply in Google, when you can find and just put the keyword of EFLMLabX, you will find this website, and directly you can find all opportunities that this EFLMLabX program offer you. So by clicking on the menu, you will find all other sub sites where you can find all important informations. Especially important are also guides and also the contact when you can want to have additional information about the project. So these guides are different for the users and for the providers. So as I mentioned before, users and offerers should sign up with a different email address, that there will be not some trouble at the starting to join this project. So you can read carefully what kind of steps you have to make to join this project and to use this website. So there are first experiences already. We have launched in January 2018 this project, and for now we have 274 registered users. So according to this, we have seen that there is clear interest from the users to join this project. For now, we have 16 institutional laboratories who are waiting for the contract from 11 different countries, EFLM countries. And for now, we have 23 praxis positions on board to choose or apply for. 4 are already finished, and 2 are ongoing and will be finished at the end of the year. That is information that I have now. As I already mentioned before, it is really important to use different email address with sign up as an offerer and as a user. You can also searching for the practice as an offerer, but when you would like to be as a user and you would like to send the information with your CV, you have to apply as a user and sign up as a user. So use the right address for the login. So as I said, 16 providers of the practice. We have 23rd open position. When you are already in and you are already registered, you, by clicking on more, by searching with different kind of tools and keys, you can get more information of particular practice. And after you finishing the practice, participants as a user get also the certificate of attendance. And for this kind of practice in the future, we would like also to gain CPD points. That, for instance, when you are going to such an exchange program during your specialization time, you can also use this kind of education also for part of the training that you have for your specialization. So what is important also for offerers? After finishing the practice, by clicking on this button, you obtain the certificate for the user. That's why I'm saying that it's important that each practice that you created is only for our participants. So, and when you finish this practice automatically goes to archived practice, so the offerers have in that way all references what kind of practice they already have offered and finished. And what is important, you as an offerer are obliged to create a new position with a new available date and confirm as an open position that will be available again on the menu of the practices. So we have first experienced, also published in our EFLMLabX program, that was the experience from the Poland. And we will also encourage all participants that would finish this kind of education program, that we will really prefer that they and wish that they also express and write in the e-news, EFLM news, their experience of the practice that they have already made. So EFLM, despite accept no responsibility for the practice quality, this is responsibility on the offerer's provider side, we still would like to follow up the level of provided experience and knowledge according through this project. So according to evaluation from the users, they after participation will fulfill this questionnaire, we will get some kind of feedback. And this kind of questionnaire will be retrieved from EFLMLabX website at the end of the practice. So there are some important questions probably they're interested for users. So who and how to cover the expenses for the EFLMLabX practice? For now, it is up to the users or users' institution budget. But in the future, there will be some bursaries for that. And then you can also use other sources like Erasmus Exchange, or maybe some sources as young scientists from IFCC. But now I have really great information for you that since today or tomorrow, we have a possibility also to apply for the bursaries. And for now on, the bursaries for EFLMLabX, the announcement will be always once per year in December or January for the following year of realization. The acceptance of application will be only open for 3 weeks, and the number of bursaries will depend on the budget. So if EFLM will have enough money to cover for some bursaries, plus what we would like to have also participation from the IVDs. For now, for 2020, we have 5 bursaries on disposal for up to 1,500 euros per bursary, and that is from EFLM budget. Who can apply for this bursary? An academy, EFLM Academy member. It is preferably for young scientists under 40, but if there will be no such request, it could be possible that the bursary get also the older specialists. But of course, as I said, according to the criteria, younger have more opportunity to get this bursary according to a criteria evaluation. When to apply? You have to apply within 3 weeks after announcement, starting tomorrow. It's 11th March. So how to apply for a bursary? It is possible through EFLM website. After announcement, you will get the email, probably with this kind of announcement. And through EFLMLabX website, there is also the place for bursary that could connect you to that EFLM website. So there you should also fulfill the application form, where there are some demands that you have to fulfill, that you're academy member, which kind of EFLM, what is your national society, and there is some other documents that you have to send to. And what is important, the bursary will be transferred after the training period upon presentation of the claim on an EFLM appropriate and provided form. So the bursary will cover up to 1,500 euros for the travel, for the accommodation, and a daily fixed allowance for 25 euros per day. So selected recipients will be also requested to write an account of their experience for the EFLM newsletter and EFLM news. So the final conclusions about this project. We definitely need exchange practice in laboratory medicine. We definitely need communication to establish the links between specialists and all professionals. And we need to give the opportunities, especially to young professionals, to learn and spread their wings. So we have now a wonderful tool to realize this. We also have from now the bursaries. So we would like also to encourage IVDs to support this important project, to give the power to run this engine. And so take this opportunity and help us to make the bridges and rising up laboratory medicine together. So join the EFLMLabX nets and become a better professionals in laboratory medicine. So that's my presentation. And now I'm available for your questions.
Thank you very much, Evgenija, for this fascinating and futuristic project, which I think will be a cornerstone of what EFLM is doing. So we have got some questions here, and you are talking about the applicants. And one question is, who is going to evaluate the applicants? And so that's the first question. Actually, you talked about the bursaries and so on. Who's going to evaluate the applicants for the bursary, and what are actually the criteria?
So for the bursaries, they will directly go to the EFLM, and professional committee have created the criteria for these bursaries, and they will evaluate it, these applications according to, I can also mention what kind of criteria are. So the priority is the, if you are the first time applicants, there is evaluation according to the age. More points you will get if you are younger than 40. Then by country development, developed countries you will get a less point if you're from a developed country than an underdeveloped. And there is also different kind of points if you have how long you will have this kind of education, if there will be only 1 week or 1 month or less or more than 1 month. And at the end, you have to also state it and make short motivation letter up to 300 words. What is the reason of participating, main objectives, if there is the visiting, implementation of new analytic methods, implementation of new fields of diagnostics, or there is some common project research which is really stimulated for this, and what benefit are you expecting for your local laboratory. And at the end, you have also have a reference support letter from the head of the Department of Laboratory. So that you have to fulfill, and according to this, we will trying to be, I don't know, accurate and fair by choosing the appropriate applicants for the bursary.
That's the selection of the bursaries. But if you're active, if you're an applicant or a user and you're not applying for a bursary, but you're just applying for a position in one of the laboratories, and there are several others that are applying for the same position, are you using the same criteria or are you using different criteria then?
No, that's upon the offerers, because offerer is the only one who choose which applicant at the moment will take. You know, you can also, if you have several applicants, you can also communicate because with all of them before you choosing only the one, because as I said, for the one time you can create one position. If you're available, for instance, have more applicants at the same time, you just create 2 positions at the same time. And but if you choose only one, you can communicate with the others through the email and postpone their practice for the later. And that way also the users, so the applicants can make also this kind of practice by they can click it as their favorites that can use it maybe later. So there are several options, but as I said, it depends on the offerer.
So the bottom, just to interrupt you, the bottom line is that the offerer, except for the bursaries, the offerer select the user.
Yeah, offerers select the users, yes, but for the bursaries, so I think the right point is that you first find the practice, that you be confirmed by the practice, and when you get the confirmation that you are confirmed by the practice, you will apply for the bursaries. I think that's the right way.
Okay, very good. And also, who is actually looking after the quality of the offerer? How good it is, how suitable is it, and so on. Is also that is your committee looking through that also?
Yes, that we would like to establish, as I said, by this feedback. We just trying, when we confirmed offerer as our partner and we signed the memorandum of understanding between, that way we just looking at the description of this institution. We can find also what kind of education they offer. We can also find what kind of experts they have. And according to this, we can allow to be as an offerer of the practice. So there is some kind of the control, and the other control would be these feedbacks from the users that we will get directly from them. And after that, we can look at these feedbacks, and if we found that some institution doesn't have the results as users is expected, then we communicate with such an offerer that should something to be approved or improved, or in that way we're trying to manage this.
I think that's very good. The other question is about the age. As for example, myself, I'm a little bit older than 40 years, but could I still apply for such a position, even if I'm 80 years or 70 years or whatever? Yeah. And also, is it dependent on my profession? If I'm a laboratory manager, I can apply also, or is it only for persons under education?
No. This is also for older, of course, for the specialists. As I mentioned before, if, for instance, you would like to buy the new equipment, the new automatic system, and you would like to find out direct experience from the other labs, you can apply on that way for the education on the laboratories, which, for instance, offer the new, I don't know, Abbott, Roche, or any other system, and we would like to see how is in the practice with this kind of, if I would prefer to see directly how it looks like, because nowadays it's really difficult to go through with the help of IVDs to other companies or to other laboratories according to METIC code. But in this kind of education provided, and this kind of tool, we can make a loop and goes directly to those labs. So I think the specialists are also interesting to see maybe how the accreditation system goes there, how the other methods, skills want to get additionally. So I think we learn all the time. So it's not only for the younger, of course.
Okay. So it's for everybody in the laboratory. So that's very good. There is one question here saying that on the website there is a lot of what should I say, old offers. So how are they updated? So if they, for example, they enroll as an offerer 5 years ago, is it still valid, or is it updated,
yes,
or what?
Yes, that was mentioned before. They started at that time to offer the practice. Maybe that was launched since 2018, but when they still have the position open, so they're still open to accept the practices. That doesn't mean if they started in 2018, they still didn't get any applicants, but they're still open to accept the users.
Very good. So, and the other question is, so now we are open this bursary for 3 weeks. And
yes.
Then, so what you're saying actually, if you want to have a bursary, you have to do it now. If you're not actually very sure where you are going, and you want to think about that, is it also then possible to apply for a bursary and then decide later to what laboratory you want to go?
Yeah, that is the question that we still probably have to get some experience how everything will going on, especially as now we're dealing with also some kind of crisis. But on the, I mean, that is the Corona crisis. I mean, that sometimes get some kind of situation. But what would be we starting with this limited time for application, because we thought that you searching for this practice probably already for the longer time, and now you're already wish to learn on some practice. That's why you probably already have imagination in which lab you would like to have. So you would like to go. So there is now, for now, limited time. But I think that if we don't get in this limited time any applications for several reasons, I think that we should postpone for the broader time of limited. But we will see how everything's.
So we will see. We need some experience.
Absolutely.
From this. But what you say now is, are there more offerers than there are users, or is it the opposite? Are there more people who wants to use than to offer?
As you
what
see,
is the balance? There needs to
yes,
be a good balance.
Yes, as you see, for now, we have, according to application, much more users.
Yeah.
But among them, I don't know how many are really want to apply for the practice. They're interested, but to decide to go to the practice, probably the reason why they don't still apply is the financial cost. So after we get the opportunity and send them the opportunity to get the bursaries, I think that among laboratories which are really want to send applicants to some laboratories, there will be more and more connections established now.
So what you say is that when you have 274 registered users, they have not actually applied. They have just registered as users, and yes, then they maybe wait for some money, or they wait from some bursaries or whatever. But
probably. Yeah. They're fully registered, so they also have made the profile. So they're prepared to be linked with some laboratories offers. For now, we have, as I said, only 23 positions, but still they are not all of them used already. But we encourage also other institutions with other skills and knowledge to apply as offers, that we can have more and more bright menu of practices.
Yeah, and another question is, when are you going to travel to this offerer is that something that you decide between the offerer and the user, or is they fixed in some way that you are fixed? So when, for example, you get the bursary now after 3 weeks, then you can apply to go in November or December, or at least after the coronavirus has been killed.
Yes, that's the case. That is fully depends on communication between the users and offerers, because, you know, as you mentioned, now this coronavirus, particularly I now have the case from Turkey. I planned to accept the applicants from Turkey in April, but regarding this situation with coronavirus, we probably will postpone to September. So everything depends to communication between offerer and user.
And can one user, if they have the money or the funding, can they apply for several different practices? Can one user apply for several different practices or for several different offerers?
Yeah, if such a user can manage this, yeah, he or she can apply, of course, but she have to deal with the offerer, and on that way, yes, if she planned in January go there, but if that's is possible also from the institution, user's institution point of view, it's okay. There is no limitation.
Yeah, that's very good. And the other, so this bursary thing, that's starting tomorrow. So everybody is probably already starting to fill in their applications, get the bursary, and you will later evaluate them. But for the others who are not applying for the bursaries, they can apply throughout the year. Is that correct?
They can apply by?
They can apply during the whole year.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You can apply all the time for the practice. There is no limitation. No. Only for bursaries we just put now this frame, this time frame, but we will see how it will be going on in this year.
Yeah, so if you suddenly get some more bursaries, for example, from the IVD industry, yeah, you can launch a new call, for example, in the summer, or you have to wait for a whole year?
We will depend with the executive board. We will talking about this with the executive board, how this situation will go on. If we get some money, of course, I think that we will trying to launch these bursaries sooner, yes. Hmm.
That's very good. I think we have covered most of the questions that we have got, Evgenija. Do you have anything that you think you should certainly remember that you forgot to tell us, or do you think you have covered it? So what you're saying also that the people who wants to actually to look more too roughly into this and to how to apply and so on, you were talking about the training video or a training something. Can you just tell me a little bit about that?
Yes, so additionally to these guides that are already on the menu, on EFLMLabX menu, we will prepare more detailed guides or tutorial that you can see which button you have to click to achieve what kind of information you will get on the profile. So that will be launched maybe on EFLMLab site under guides, also on the website of EFLM. So I think in that way we will help them. Maybe someone is not so sure what kind of all information you can get from this website. So we will prepare more strictly, more particularly tutorial for using this.
And they will, but now of course they are very eager because they have to do it within 3 weeks. So this tutorial, will that be on the website within 3 weeks?
Yes, it will be at the end of this week, I think.
Okay, very good. So the future is bright.
Absolutely. As we would like to have this sky more bright.
Yeah. Okay, I think we have covered most of it. And I thank you very much, Evgenija. It's a fantastic, good program for the EFLM to launch. And I suppose you will have a lot of both offerers and the users. And we really hope that the IVD industry also will try to support this very important project.
Yes, I also hope that they will see this project as an opportunity for all of us. As I mentioned in the talk, a lot of partners, if we just mention us as a partners, have a benefit of this. So if we're working together, we can achieve, I think, much more.
Can you see? Can you just say if there is an IVD provider here listening to you, what should they do? Should they just send you all the money and directly to you, or what should they do if they want to support something?
I think that they can just send some message to EFLM administration, to Sylvia, or directly there is communication channel also in EFLMLabX that I can get it, this information, any kind of. We will be happy if we got any kind of...
so they can just send a message to, for example, to the office, to Sylvia Cattaneo.
Yes. Yes.
And she will tell them in detail how they can make an agreement with EFLM for sponsoring this activity.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Then I wish you a very nice evening and a nice dinner.
Thank you. I also would like to wish a really nice evening all to participants, and thank you very much, Sverre, for moderating this webinar.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Goodbye.